Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Planetary Light Grid Network. I'm your host, Edlin, and we're going to talk about water today. Water today. Water today. Okay, I think we're live. I'm getting some feedback somewhere. Is it on my end? Okay, I think we've got that handled now. So we're going to talk about water, and we really want to involve you that you're watching. We want to hear your questions. We want to hear your comments. This is an open-ended conversation. We will in the future have an entire panel all about water. So this is just our introduction. We're just getting our feet wet. And so I want to start by asking Alyssa what she thinks the significance of working with water in the light grid.
Well, when we think of working with the planetary light grid, we often think about the grid and then the mountains and the sacred site and the land that the light grid is anchored to. But actually, more of the planet is covered by water than land. And where there is the most work to do with expanding human consciousness and raising our consciousness to a higher level to solve some of the problems that we are facing in the world and to create the new earth. It's emotions that we have to learn how to work with to get to that higher state. And that is the power of water, helping us to learn how to process and safely and healthily express our emotions and have healthy emotional expression. And that is where water has tremendous power. So we can tune in to the energy of the oceans and lakes and rivers and glaciers. And there are so many other ways that we can use water as our teacher to help us heal and cleanse the emotions in our own bodies.
That's so fascinating. Do you think that it's because we're mostly made up of water, our physical bodies?
Absolutely.
I know for
I
me, when I
once
work
did.
with it, it feels so powerful, right? Like almost like a wave. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, just once I did a shamanic drum journey to a water medicine lodge that we have inside one of our mountains. And the message I received there was that when we heal with water, we're healing our bodies and we're healing our emotions. And it is the same thing, like, because our body is made up of so much water, that in order to heal our bodies, we have to heal our emotions. And when we're healing our physical body, we are actually healing the waters of the planet at the same time, because we're healing and cleansing them both together.
So powerful. So powerful. So if I'm not sure if anybody is on here. I think we have one at least. So I'd love to see any questions that come through. If anybody has any, I know there's been a lot of talk about structured water. And so a lot of people are looking for ways different there. I've heard of different methods to structure water. If anybody knows of those methods or wants to talk about those, I'd love to hear that. Do you guys drink structured water, or have you heard about this?
I haven't, but I know we have somebody in our group who may be giving us some information in a future session about that.
Here's a question that comes through. How can we program our water before we drink it? That is a great question.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the method of putting a diagram or a label on the water. For example, if you have a jug of water or any kind of container of water, if you actually put the word like love or harmony or peace, the structure of the water molecularly rearranges itself to be in harmony, and then if you drink that water, you will get those benefits.
And that's our intention, right? It's like that's putting our intention into the water by the act of like labeling it and putting it there on the water. It's like our intention that's going into the water that's doing that, right?
Yeah, and the vibration of that word.
Wow, the vibration of the word. That's cool. That's cool. I've seen those little charging plates. So I'll often get like a bottle of water and make sure it's in a glass container, and I'll set it on like a charging plate. And of course, have, set my intention with that. So another Facebook user says, yes, intention does have an effect on water. Yes, but I've seen a lot of stuff lately talking about water carrying information as well. Have you guys heard that?
Absolutely. I have watched on Gaia that they've talked about water being programmed before humans even came to this planet, that the water was programmed with the purpose of humanity at I believe, the North Pole, so that as the pole melted over thousands and thousands of years and we drank the water, we would be drinking that information, that is that connection to our spiritual purpose.
That gives me tingles, and it makes me feel like like closer to everyone else that's also on the planet, right? Because it's something that connects us. And we all touch it and we all drink it and we're all made of it. So now I wonder if I mean, that's just me. I bet other people have that same. Do you guys feel like especially energized or like connected to others when you're working with water? We have a Facebook
Yeah.
user says it's also really cool to think that the same water that has been on the planet has been here for eons and eons. Yes, I love that. What were you going to say?
Um, I think that pure water, is also one of the most detoxifying things that we can consume in the world. That there's nothing that has more strength in detoxing our bodies than pure clean water, but not necessarily bottled water or carbonated water. It has to be pure.
Yeah. Here's another comment. Singing bowls and tuning forks can also be used with water. Yes.
Yes. Sound is amazing at programming frequencies into water to higher vibrational levels.
Ooh, that sounds like fun as well. I have a singing bowl and I'm still practicing trying to get it to sing, but I'm going to have to try that with the water. I don't have a tuning fork though. So when I give a toast or clang glasses, I always say something to program the water. Yes. So I guess I wonder if it, like, how a lot of people they'll say a prayer before their food and they'll bless their food. I wonder if it's the same, like, kind of concept there where you're programming it before you eat it. It obviously has water content as well.
Mhm. Well, I am excited about the future panel and for the other people who will be giving us more insights into water and hearing everyone else's perspectives on the next session.
Yes. Does anybody else have anything for right now? I have a Facebook user comment. I think it's the same concept, definitely. That's really cool because that makes me feel really powerful now, having that information, because you can program your water, you can program your food before you take it into your body, and that can be really powerful for our bodies. And I'm also very excited about our panel coming up. The date is to be determined, but we're going to have a more in-depth discussion and information about water. And we have one more comment. What rivers or lakes have you guys worked with? Oh, I bet
So
Alyssa
for
has one
me,
close to you.
the strongest would be Atlin Lake, which is a massive, like 180 kilometers long, surrounded by a circle of 7 sacred mountains. And so all the mountains beam their light into the center of the lake, and then the lake activates a spiral of healing out for the planet. And it's a very, very, very powerful body of water that I've also will physically go in the water, even though it is so freezing cold. It's a glacier lake. After 15 minutes, you can get hypothermia, but I will go in for 15 minutes and allow the water to physically cleanse me, which is very refreshing on spiritual and energetic levels as well as physically.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I'm going to come visit you. We have another comment. In one of our light grid meditations, we used water in a crystal grid and programmed it for universal love. Yes. Yes, that was awesome. Amazing. Okay. Thank you guys so much for your comments and your questions. We're definitely going to use these, and we will publish the time for the panel coming up. And thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.